I remember the first time I saw some kids running around a festival, little 10-year-olds like running around, hey, like they look like real handguns, kind of far away. So I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another fantastic gun-blazing episode. We are the hosts. My name is MJ.
My name is Adam.
And today, everyone, we will be talking about a controversial topic, possibly. I don't know why I'm doing this. Today, we're going to be talking about gun culture.
Ooh, shotgun.
So somebody gave us an idea to talk about gun culture because it's something that's very foreign and almost non-existent here in Japan.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about it. Let's open up the doors of gun culture.
Yeah.
So in America, I think everybody knows, even outside of America, that American people are allowed to have guns.
Yes.
Fact.
You
are correct.
You're legally entitled to have guns. That means by law, you are allowed to have guns. It is your right to have guns in America.
You're allowed to have a gun, but maybe you should not have a gun.
Yes. Do you need it? Right?
But the whole culture of it, it's there. From when you're a little kid, even outside of the US, there's plenty of movies that you see, TV.
Right,
there's plenty of toys that little boys will play with that are shaped like guns.
Yeah.
So right away, you think I have the gun. That's how I stop the bad guys.
Right.
Playing cops and robbers and stuff.
Right. Or cowboys.
Yeah. So I'm sure even in Canada, so you're not allowed to have guns, are you?
I mean,
you're not.
You're legally allowed if you have the right
permit
procedures and permits taken place, licenses. If you have those things, you're allowed. But
so
it's a lot more difficult
in America. Too. You need those permits
True.
and those licenses to carry a gun, definitely.
Yeah. But I think it's a lot more difficult to get the license, maybe not get it, but to have a gun and own a gun, maybe similar to in Japan where you have to notify the police and stuff like that when you take it out.
Yep.
I believe in Canada, you have to show that you're carrying it safely if you need to carry it outside. And if you own one legally, you have to register it, of course, and you have to take a course about it.
Yes.
And, take training about how to use it and store it. So I'm not certain for sure. I believe that most people who have guns in Canada pretty much use them for hunting. And if they have them for sports, like for going to the shooting range, they do, but they don't really carry them on them all the time.
Right. During their daily
life. It's not allowed, basically.
Right. Yeah, in the States, you need a specific permit to carry it with you.
Right.
So that makes it, just so that you're not walking around all the time with it. Because why? Because you don't need it. Because people get upset, people get angry right away, and then it's really easy for a hothead to just pull out a gun and be like, "Hey," threaten someone their life. That's crazy bad, to the extreme. So that's when it's you shouldn't have a gun.
Right.
You're allowed to have a gun, but not everyone should have a gun. So I have been around, I guess, gun culture in America. East Coast, right next to New York City. There's, plenty of news talking about people being killed by shootings.
True.
Gangs. That's true. It's not all over the place. I've gone to New York hundreds of times and I've never experienced any of that stuff.
Right.
But also it's I know where those things happen. So maybe I shouldn't be around those areas.
Right.
So you gotta go with it with some street smarts if you're out there. So just don't think that everyone has a gun. But depending on where you are, there are places where everyone does have a gun. So I've heard that in the middle of America, I could kind of be stereotyping, sorry, but there are some places where it's a lot more common to have a gun.
And to just walk around? Is that what you mean by having it?
Well,
walking around?
No.
That's my image. Everyone, you're able to, by law, to have a gun. So a lot of people just walk around casually, going to the shopping mall with their gun. And they're legally entitled to. I don't know, but, I see videos on YouTube and stuff like that of people interacting with the police and whatnot, and when they're asked if they have a weapon on them, they say yes and they have all the paperwork, so it's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is okay in that case, but yeah, you're not everyone just walks around with a gun. I don't think. Right. And if they do, you don't show it.
Yeah.
Because people are going to get scared.
Right.
You know, for good reason. And that's why I think a lot of people outside of America, they think about America like, oh, it's scary. Doesn't everyone have guns?
Right.
It's like, but yes, but no. Kind of no.
Right.
So where I was going before with like a lot of people who do have guns are places where hunting is a very common thing.
Right.
So hunting's big in the States. And again, depending on where you live, if you live in a rural area, so not the city, there's more chances for you to go hunting. There's more animals and stuff.
Yeah.
So from a young age, pretty much, like a lot of people start getting rifles for hunting because that's just the culture. Right. So it's like in Japan, you know how like at a young age, like all the kids start riding a unicycle.
I guess so, yeah. Or now the ripsticks.
Yeah. And not to be confused with lipstick.
Yes.
But, you know, in this case, these kids are taught that this weapon is not really a weapon. It's a tool for hunting. Right. And when you're young, I think it's like 13. Okay. Oh, that's really young now to think about it. Yeah. It could be different. Didn't do any research on this, guys. But you're allowed to have a rifle. Handguns, those are like after you're 21. You're allowed to buy a handgun. Right. I come from a family that does have guns. My dad is a gun owner.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
Wow.
He has a handgun.
Okay.
I think he has some rifles too, but since I was young, like I remember he had a BB gun, a BB rifle, a pump action BB rifle. Yeah. And yeah, I used to play with that. Take it out. Yeah. And shoot like cans in the backyard. Yeah. Like
I remember my friend had a BB gun. It was a single like shot when you put the little BB inside. Okay. And then you close it and that's the air compresses inside and then you have the shot. So it wasn't like it didn't seem dangerous. It could have been dangerous, but it didn't seem dangerous.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't die from it, but you get hurt
pretty bad.
Right. Yeah. So growing up, you know, I was playing with rifles. Yeah. And when I reached, I think it was when I was 13 or something, my dad's like, hey, let's go to the shooting range.
Ooh, okay.
So he brought me to the shooting range. Yeah. And that's when I remember that kids, whatever, teenagers, there was like a rifle club. So like every Wednesday.
What, like in your school?
No. Oh.
But just the club.
I don't doubt that some areas in the States would have like a gun club.
Right. In the school.
Of course, with plenty of supervision by adults. But there would be like every Wednesday was day at the shooting range for kids. So I remember doing that for like maybe a month and just being like, nah,
I don't like this.
I don't want to go anymore. Like, it was kind of like dark atmosphere. Like everyone's very serious because you're handling serious things.
Right.
So there's no fun involved with it. Right. I guess if you're like trying to challenge yourself of getting the bullseye a lot of times, like it's like if you're playing darts but with a gun. Right?
Gun darts.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't enjoy it, so I stopped and that was totally fine for me. But as I got older, like when I reached, I don't know, when I was like 20 or something, I had a few friends who were like, hey, like I got a new handgun. And this friend, he worked at a shooting range.
I
see. He was all about guns.
Right.
So he had a few guns. I remember whenever he got a new gun, he'd be like, yo, check out this new gun. Of course, he used it very safely, never loaded and stuff. Yeah. When he would show us and stuff. And he was very by the book, so it was good. He wasn't such a wild guy.
Like, oh, let's go out in the woods and shoot cans and rocks and bottles.
He's the guy that's like, no, like you better not shoot anything outside. Like we go to the shooting range
to shoot.
Oh, okay. He liked guns so much, and he's like, yo, let's go shooting. I work at a shooting range. Let's go shooting.
Make use of it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And he's like, I got all these guns. Let's go. It's going to be a fun time. So we go. And this is the first time I shot like a real gun, because before that, prior, it was just me laying down on the ground as a little kid. Going,
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So then we get to the shooting range, and it's like me and my friend, like 3 friends. And my friend who's there, he's like, all right, which one are you going to try? He's got like rifles and some handguns.
Right.
I'm like, all right, like the rifle he had, I forgot what he had, but the rifle was like
legit, like
it was
army kind of.
It was it was an assault rifle.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So everyone's like, okay, that's kind of scary. Let's mess with the handguns first.
Yeah.
So we're shooting handguns. I'm like, all right, cool. Like this is pretty crazy, really loud.
Yeah.
And we went when like nobody else was there, so it was like just us. So like we were like kind of bonding. Yeah, guns. Then it was like, all right, rifle time.
Okay.
We each got a shot with the rifle, and when I got it and when I shot it, it was the scariest thing.
I can imagine.
It was like
adrenaline.
Right? Like all the hair on my skin was standing. My blood went like cold.
Oh man!
Like I got like shivers. It was really, really creepy.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like this is a weapon of destruction. Like you can kill.
There's no other purpose.
It's just kill.
Right.
And to feel like that's like this is how it is. Like I'm just shooting a target, but where depending on
where
the
you are in the situation,
war or like just some crazy like incident that happens, this is the same.
Right.
This is how easy it is. And from there, I was just like, I'm done.
Oh,
like, this is crazy and scary.
Is this something that a lot of like the majority of people experience in America, going to a gun range, would you say? Because I personally, I've never held an actual gun or shot a gun or seen a gun other than what the police are holding.
And
even then it's in the pocket in their holster. So like majority of the time I'm just looking at the handle of a gun if I do see one.
Yes.
But my image is that everyone has come into contact in America with a gun at least at one point in their life.
I'm going to say yes.
As like a rite of passage to be an American.
It's not a rite of passage.
Okay.
But I would say yes, because I think there's plenty of people in America who have a gun. And so you're the chances of you knowing a friend that has a gun
is high.
Yeah.
Wow.
So during that time, if you're interested in it, maybe you'll ask to see it, or maybe your friend will show it to you. If your interests go even further, then you're like, yeah, maybe I'm going to go to the shooting range with you and let's try shooting a gun because why not?
Right. Might as well.
Yeah. Like, so for you, like if you could go to a shooting range, would
I go? I don't know. I don't think so.
No?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know.
You'd be like, yeah, well.
I mean, like, I guess on the other hand, I play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
And the main one that I'm playing right now is a first-person shooter game. So there are guns in that game.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And that's good enough for me. Like, virtual reality playing is fine.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm supposed to feel when I go to the shooting range. Like, it's probably a fun thing, but personally, all I see is what you felt after shooting the assault rifle. Like, I'd have to have a lot of friends going. It's like bungee jumping. Like I would never go bungee jumping.
Yeah.
Unless the wind is blowing in the right direction. Unless the conditions are right.
Yeah. So that's probably like the big difference. Because for me, like, I was like, okay, why not?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people, I mean, even growing up, think about it. Like I remember like RoboCop, that movie.
Yes.
Where he's spinning a gun like cowboy style.
Yeah.
And I just remember watching that and being like, so
that looks cool.
Right. And this was when I was like, I don't know, 7 years old.
Right.
And so I would have toy guns. I'm sure you had toy guns.
Oh, yeah, for
Everyone's
sure.
had toy
Yeah,
guns.
everyone. All the boys, maybe girls too.
I'm even surprised in Japan, the toy guns look like real guns.
I mean, there is that whole
airsoft
culture here too, which is big.
Yeah.
Every time I go to the used shop, there's a bookcase,
right?
A couple of them filled with
huge like
replica guns and assault rifles.
Even when you go to the festivals,
exactly.
There's a little booth for kids. So
you can go shoot. You can go do the target shooting and try and get a plastic.
Oh, okay.
That too, but as the prize, you can get prizes.
That looks like a real handgun. And then it's so scary. I remember the first time I saw some kids running around a festival, little like 10-year-olds like running around, they look like real handguns.
Yeah.
Kind of far away. So I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But of course it was fake.
Right.
But yeah, everyone's got toy guns when they're a little kid, especially boys. and just practicing that like
the
gunslinging.
twirl.
I loved Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Like he had the whip. Like I was about that too. But then there's that one scene where he just takes out the gun
and blah.
So there is, I think, the culture of guns that has made its way into movies and TV shows. So then kids watch that and people are like, yeah, I guess they're cool.
Right.
So you have an interest in it. So when there's an opportunity to see one, touch one, shoot one, you do.
Yeah. Maybe the thing with that for me is that after the movies, when you see one, touch one, and shoot one, like the reality sets in.
Right.
It's no longer movie stuff. This is like real.
Right.
And the movie stuff, most times when the actor gets shot on video, they get up and they brush themselves off and go eat a sandwich or something. But in real life, that doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I can understand the necessity for it, the need for it, but on the other hand, I can't.
Yeah, no, I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't at all. I don't. Maybe that will make up your mind when you do actually shoot a gun. You'll be like totally, no.
Man, I'm going to go buy one right now.
Or that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
That's true. One side or the other side.
Yeah. I would try airsoft, actually. I have gone paintballing, and that's another thing we haven't talked about in this episode.
Yeah, totally.
But those kinds of things where it's like, it's fun because you're playing the virtual reality, the video game simulation in real life, and there's no consequence. But the real thing, I don't know.
Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. Let us know in the comments down below what you think about gun culture. What do you think about our stories of using guns and stuff? Would you shoot a gun? If you had the opportunity to shoot a gun in a safe place, everything is safe, would you be curious enough to do it?
Or on the other hand, have you shot a gun? Do you own a gun in Japan? Because that is also possible.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments.
All right. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All of that really helps us out. Spread the word and have other people see our videos of us just talking about different things in English so you can improve your listening skills. But that's it for this episode. We'll see you on the next step.